5 people have been taken to hospital after a wild afternoon on Lygon Street, ending with a dramatic citizen's arrest.
They were injured when a car was sent flying into innocent pedestrians at a packed intersection. Rochelle Brown begins our coverage.
In the busy lunchtime rush, Lygon Street erupts in chaos.
You're speeding through the red light! And then you're turning around on the public? Watch yourself!
A driver pinned down in a dramatic standoff with bystanders after running a red light at the Elgin Street intersection, ploughing straight into the side of this Alfa Romeo.
Hey, stop! Hey, shut up! Shut up! Hey, shut up! Stay there!
The collision was so fierce, the Alfa Romeo span out of control, hitting 2 pedestrians. One was sent flying into the air.
We walk down to the corner and we see the victim obviously half under the car, half out from under the car, and lots of blood and lots of people just screaming and calling the police, and it was scary.
They were pulling their passengers out of the car. They were unconscious. It was pretty crazy.
The Alfa Romeo, as you can see behind me, is rotated and come to rest near where the traffic control signal used to be.
A 16-year-old girl and her 53-year-old mother were both pulled from that wreckage with serious injuries as members of the public stepped in to help and performed a citizen's arrest.
I'm in awe of any member of the public that stops at scenes like this. It's very confronting and very traumatic. Members of the public have spoken to the driver of the VW, and they have kept him at the scene until police arrived.
We have Rochelle Brown at the scene and Cassie Zervos at the Royal Melbourne. First, Rochelle, the intersection there remains blocked off.
That's right, Mike. 6 hours after this crash, the area is still cordoned off and the wreckage, as you can see behind me, remains. Now, detectives from the Major Collision Investigation Unit are on scene this evening, collecting evidence and actually reenacting the crash to try and figure out what led to this awful incident. Now, we are told by detectives that Lygon Street and the surrounding area should reopen in the coming hours for that busy long weekend trade to come in. As for the 40-year-old driver from Essendon, he remains in police custody tonight, but is yet to be charged. Mike?
Rochelle, thank you. Now to Cassie Zervos at the Royal Melbourne. And Cassie, you've just had an update from the hospital on the condition of those injured.
Well, Mike, 5 people were taken to hospital, but police say they're most concerned about the 16-year-old passenger who suffered the worst injuries. She was originally brought here to the Royal Melbourne Hospital with critical injuries, but thankfully her condition is improving by the minute. Her parents suffered serious injuries and they're both undergoing emergency surgery here tonight. 2 pedestrians who were crossing the intersection at the time were clipped by the out-of-control car. 1 man suffered head injuries. He's currently undergoing head scans tonight. His partner is thankfully doing okay, but detectives say it is incredibly lucky there weren't more victims given how busy the intersection was and, of course, it being day 1 of the long weekend. Mike.
Cassie Zervos at the Royal Melbourne. Thank you.